Welcome to the Humble Roses podcast. I'm your host, Dallas Cash, and it's just me today. Everything is going to work out a little bit differently today. We're going to, wow, that seems very close. We're going to basically jump right into it. First off, I want to welcome anybody who, if this is your first time watching, welcome to the Humble Roses podcast. We are all about giving people their roses, but at the same time, we also got to point out a couple of things. Number one, which is the most important, when you're here, make sure you show love and respect to those who are on the show. Make sure that you are giving all of your attention to the chat and me, and make sure that you're interacting. If you're afraid to interact, don't worry, I interact with everybody. Always be respectful to the people on the show and in the comments. So, all right. So, as of right now, we don't have any visitors right now on the stream, but the good thing is that we're here to talk about somebody who basically is the forerunner of what it means to be an Olympic athlete. And I'm not talking about Kurt Angle or Gable Steveson, but I am talking about somebody who did make a brief appearance at SummerSlam 2021 with Gable Steveson. And that is Tamyra Mensah-Stock, also known as Tyra Mae Steele. Now, Tyra Mae Steele was a world champion back in 2019. I believe she won a bronze medal, if I'm not mistaken, in 2018 for the world championships, freestyle wrestling world championships. She had, hey, good to see you, Wrestle Faith Talofa. She had won a gold medal at the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. So she's pretty much a big deal. And she had basically patterned a resume when she had arrived to WWE and she had signed with WWE in 2023, I believe. And that's when she decided she wanted to pursue wrestling. And I believe she had went on even after she made her SummerSlam appearance. I want to say she did compete in 2022 as well. I believe she competed in Tanzania. I'm probably wrong. Not Tanzania. Tanja. I'm forgetting the name of the country. Tanja. I'm sorry. I am out of it. But she did compete in 2022. I believe she won gold as well in 2022. What up, Kev? And we're going to talk a little bit about her. This is the tribute to Tyra Mae Steele. She's been incredible in what she's been doing so far. And we're just really happy to really have. Well, she's not with us. Um, hold on. Anyway, so come in the chat, Rose Gang, if you're in there. Put the word out there. We back up. We out here. We doing what we supposed to be doing. Let's see who all we got here. Everything happens for a reason. Shout out to the Rose Gang. So we're gonna keep today pretty brief. So what I do like about Tyra, besides her being a killer, is she's gold blooded, and that's the thing with her is that WWE girly, how you doing? Welcome to the show. With her, when she started out, a lot of people were already making the Kurt Angle comparisons, and that's always going to happen when you're an Olympic gold medalist going into WWE. The thing about her is, and I want to point this out, is that she had a tough road in LFG and now she's in Evolve. Now, the first thing that people think when they see her in Evolve after winning LFG and coming down to NXT is, oh, she couldn't cut it in NXT, so they sent her to Evolve. Well, no, that's not what it is. It's just that they wanted to basically have her go down to Evolve, build her back up. And when she went to LFG, NXT, because she's going to be coming back to NXT very soon, she's going to be ready to go. They're just fine tuning all the things that she is already really good at. And come on now, like Wendy Chu was down in Evolve. They send different people down in Evolve just because they need to figure out where they want to put people at. But she's in the women's division for Evolve and NXT. And one thing about the women's division is it basically carries the entire company. So having Tyra down there is not a bad look. It gives her time to develop. It's no different than when, they sent Big Show down to OVW or Mark Henry or anybody like that. People came out of OVW like John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Batista, Randy Orton, Beth Phoenix, CM Punk. Those people were like Dolph Ziggler. Those people all came out of OVW, a different byproduct of what they were before. And that was necessary to have her down there. So I hope you're okay, Mimi. By the way, shout out to Mimi and her Tasty Talks podcast. She always streams in the morning. I'm never able to catch it because I'm at work. So I don't want you to think, Mimi, that I'm like blatantly dodging or ignoring your show. I'm just at work and I can't get on my phone. But let's get back to Tyra. So Tyra's just like, she's such a well-oiled machine. And I think what I really like about her is her bubbly personality, and she always has a smile on her face. Now, that smile once it's turned upside down, it's all business when she turns that switch on. I believe it was Bully Ray who had said that she smiled too much and she had given like this heartwarming, not even, it was just like heartwarming promo, because it was like it was real and you felt that. Shout out to John Watson from Sports for You. Big shout out to you. We felt the pressure that she was under. We felt the scrutiny. We felt all of that. The thing that bothered me most about her winning LFG was it wasn't as celebrated as it should have been. And with Jasper Troy was thrust right in the NXT championship spotlight, but wasn't the same with Tyra. The funny thing is that Tyra, because she's an Olympic gold medalist, because she represents America, because she is a proud American, she's everything that embodies what the NXT women's division is about. And it's about stepping up, making yourself known, doing all the hard work. And she's done all the hard work. She's an accomplished wrestler. You put her in the ring with somebody, she's going to turn them into a pretzel. Tyra's going to put them in a pretzel. That's what she does. She beats people up, she puts them in pretzels, and she smiles and laughs at them and goes about her day. Now, she was born in Chicago and grew up in, I want to say, a suburb of Houston, Texas. So when she was coming out of Texas, she was making big rounds. And part of that, ladies and gentlemen, deals with the fact that we look at her. Hey, Angel. Shout out to Angel Rose, also a co-host on the show along with Nessa and Kev. When we look at Tyra now, we got to iron out some kinks, right? We got to iron out some kinks. We got to iron out some things that are going to follow into play. And one of those things is that the following for Tyra Mae Steele is going to be massive once they finally figure out how they want to introduce her, because, putting her out there as just an Olympic gold medalist, now you're in the Kurt Angle pedigree, you're in the Kurt Angle range of things. She's not in the Kurt Angle pedigree or the Kurt Angle range of things, because she's her own individual. And one thing I like about her is that she always finds positivity. It's like chicken soup for the soul. You know what I'm saying? Chicken soup for the soul. Speaking of which, that's also a book that you guys need to definitely read. She'll give you more details on that. But Tyra is always going to be like a wonderful, wonderful individual who basically puts her best foot forward. And I want to highlight a couple of things, is that when she was in LFG and when she was with, going up against Xena Sterling, people naturally gravitated towards Xena because of her ditzy personality and Tyra being all business and no BS. Her aggressiveness kind of threw people for a loop, because it's like, oh, so you do have a dark side. You do have a switch you can flip on. And when she gets serious, it's scary. It's scary. I wouldn't want no woman like that who smiles like that putting me in a pretzel. I ain't no punk. I ain't no sissy, but I just wouldn't want that. I just necessarily wouldn't want that. However, when we look at what she's done, we want to see more because of what she's doing in Evolve, and it's great. It's great work with what she's doing in Evolve. I'd like to highlight, though, that Tyra has probably the same problem that I'd say Bianca Belair had when she first came into NXT. But the good thing is that both have access to coaches who they guided Bianca, and look where Bianca is now. Tyra in NXT is a wild card. In Evolve, she's a wild. There's different things that they can do with her that I think needs to be studied. What up, Trail? Shout out to Trail, Sports for You, Wrestling, Sports, Tribal Warzone. Big shout out to Montreal. And happy birthday to him as well. Happy belated birthday to him. Tyra's been like on a wave where like She pops up, then she flies under the radar. Pops up, flies under the radar. Like she was at NXT Heatwave with Tavion Heights against Ethan Page and Chelsea Green, and we got to see Tyra shine, especially with the double German suplex. That's what Tyra's really good at, the athleticism and putting on a show. She's a great wrestler, but she's also underrated as a performer, and I think that's what is missing is we want to see her perform. We want to see her get the opportunities to do it. So there have been some weirdo people who have said some things, about her. And I remember I had to ratio one of these imbeciles who said, I will never support anyone whose gimmick is America. And then that dude turned around and put out a tweet that said, I live in Trump's America. I guess I must be blessed. Wow, dude. Kind of a weird hypocritical thing to say. As an Olympic gold medalist, a lot of people are going to make first thing they do is make the Kurt Angle comparisons because now she's held to that standard. WWE Girly put it best. She said people will hold her to a higher standard than others. This extra time will give her a better chance of succeeding. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. We want her to succeed. We're fans of what she does. I want her to succeed. I want to see her capture NXT North American Championship. I want to see her capture that because I think she's rightfully got the tools to make it happen. I think that there were some adjustments and necessities that needed to be made in order to get her to that point, but they're going to happen because we believe in her. I believe the system believes in her, and WWE is looking for that perennial black athlete that they had in Bianca Belair, Montez Ford, Bobby Lashley, Mark Henry. And Bianca's still out there. Bianca's still out there. But I don't want to see Tyra versus Bianca just because they're two black women. It has to make sense. You know what I'm saying? It has to make sense to a degree because I would like to see Tyra wrestle, women of Bianca's caliber. But we got to get her through Evolve first, then to NXT, and then we can move on to main roster. Would I be happy if like Tyra was in the 2026 Royal Rumble? Absolutely. But do I think that's going to happen? Possibly not, because right now she's not on NXT, and I don't think they're going to pull people from Evolve and put them on such a big platform like Royal Rumble. But the fact is that we have to make sure that we as fans are fully supporting what she's doing. She's already got it hard enough with the standards that they have set for her. And you can tell a lot of people said that there's been a divided crowd. A lot of people believe that Xena should have won LFG season 1. I don't believe that. I believe Tyra was the perfect person to win that. She was the right person at the right time. Sorry, I am like running on fumes. She was the right person at the right time, but that's neither here nor there. Like that, people are going to disagree. People had a problem with Jasper Troy winning. People had a problem when Maven won tough enough. People had a problem when Sarah and Josh won tough enough, and Patrick Clark, Velveteen Dream didn't win. Like it's always something. So I want to point out that her having gold medals in freestyle wrestling puts her in a different category because of all of the expectations and the people that will speculate on top of that. Um Watching LFG the first season was just dope. It was flat out dope. I have not been able to watch LFG this season, so I haven't really caught up to where we're at right now with LFG this season. I get bits and pieces, but every time I get like bits and pieces, I watch and it's like, oh, that person, and I come back, I'm like, that person's gone. So I'll latch on to people. I was really interested in seeing what would happen with Chris Island, but you know, it's neither here nor there. Uh Last season was season one. If we're on, we should be on season two, but season one was just the conversation, and you knew Tyra was really accomplished when Gunther couldn't even change. He had to change up the way he talked because Gunther was like, "Oh, you guys are here because you don't care about wrestling. You don't have a wrestling background," and he couldn't have that conversation with Tyra because she had a gold medal, something Gunther does not have and will never have. She is an accomplished, celebrated, and decorated freestyle wrestler, and as a world champion, has been a world champion multiple times. You can't have that conversation about not knowing anything about wrestling, or you can't. I'm sorry, this is a real legit wrestler. This is a legit wrestler. This is, if you tried to wrestle her, she's going to put you in a freaking pretzel. He couldn't have that conversation with her. He had to change up. And the funny thing is that I think Gunther favored Tyra, because here's why I say that. If you listen to the conversation that Gunther had with Undertaker, he had said to Undertaker, does she realize how much of a killer she is? Why are you not putting that in her head? Basically challenged the Undertaker's coaching style. And I think Undertaker picked her because she represented America. And the fact that, he saw a lot of Kurt Angle in her. And she was an accomplished freestyle wrestler. He saw, you know, Gunther tried to have that. Okay, Kiara. Well, Gunther, as if we go back, I think he did favor her. And maybe I'm wrong, but I think he did. You're saying he did, but I'm not sure what you're saying Gunther did too, because I've kind of been jumping around. Um, but I think Gunther favored her. I think he definitely did. Um, that's pretty much that tells you what kind of person she is, because they could have done some things with P Nasty. I thought it was going to be P Nasty and Tyra in the finals, or Bailey Humphrey. I'm in no relation to her. I'm not sure. Like LFG, it could have went either way. But I know they were high on Xena because she was like comedy. She was doing goofy stuff in the ring. She popped the coaches. I don't know what more you could possibly want. He favored her. He had a sweet spot for her skill set. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? You mean to tell me that out of everybody, we got different types of athletes, she was favored and highlighted in a way that it was like she had the spotlight on her at SummerSlam 2021, right after they just squashed Bianca against Becky Lynch. So she comes out there with Gable Steveson, who just, I don't know, they tried to make him happen, and he didn't get it. They even gave him a WrestleMania moment before he had a WrestleMania moment before he even did anything monumental. And he just, I don't know. I don't know. He didn't latch on. He didn't pick up what they were putting down. He didn't catch on, Kiara. He didn't catch on, WrestleFaith. He didn't catch on, chat. Lena, how you doing? Good to see you. I don't know what it was, but pro wrestling ain't for everybody. And it clearly wasn't for Gable Steveson. And where he is now, yikes. But I don't see Tyra going that direction. Obviously Tyra's married. She's been married to her sweetheart since 2016-ish, 2017, 2016. Um, That wasn't the problem they saw, though, after watching season 2. I kinda wish she stayed for another season. Everyone's so much better. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I bet they are. The Stevensons, I have some strong opinions about them. Um, Very strong opinions, but, like I said, that's not something I will say on camera. But I have some questions that I would like to ask on, behalf of the audience who was curious to know about this Stevenson project. So let's get back to Tyra. Okay, so I will say that having her at on NXT Heat Wave, the PLE, I think that was incredible. I think that gave her the time to get her feet wet. You know, she was at a PLE, and for someone of her stature, that's big. This was like a stand and deliver for her, and she shined. But I think that once they sent her back to Evolve, it was like, okay, the flower sprouted, but we don't really. You didn't give her a lot of time to blossom. You kind of just shipped her over. Now, where we are now, as far as where that story goes, we have a woman who won a bronze medal in 2018, a world champion by 2019, an Olympic question heat wave was good. I'm sorry, I'm not following. Are you asking was heat wave good, or are you trying to set? We'll get back to you on that one. Where was I? World champion by 2019. Olympic gold medalist by 2020. Won another gold medal in 2022. And I believe she competed again in 2021, but I didn't get the results of that. But I'm assuming she dominated because that was the year that she made her appearance at SummerSlam in Vegas. And again, we're talking about, and I was just like, when I remember her, she was just like saying hi to everybody and shaking hands. She really wanted to be there. She needed Evolve for giving her more opportunities since NXT is full of stars who are nearly ready. Right. Yeah. And I think by next year, like Tyra is gonna be a big problem in a good way, especially for the main roster. Um, you know, I'm not saying she's gonna be on the main roster by next year, but I will say that she will be at least in the title picture for the North American Championship on NXT by next year. That's a bold prediction, but I at least see her having some sort of gold around her waist. But the whole thing with her holding up her Olympic gold medal, like you don't have this, and yeah, I get that. That's what Angle did, but I think she could put her own spin on it. I think she could put like if she did like the Olympic gold challenge where if like somebody beats her, she would rightfully give up her gold medal. And I think the way that they could do that is they could have somebody, build her up, have her start beating different women, and then somebody cheats to beat her. So they steal her Olympic gold medal, so she ends up getting it back in a match. And we're off to the races. I think the problem with having a talent like her is they can put her in. My question about Heatwave was about whether she was ready or if Chelsea did what she always does, making everyone look great. Well, here's my thing. I think that she was showing flashes of greatness. We just want to see it consistent. Because now that I've seen what she did at Heatwave, I'm like, okay, this is what we've all been waiting for. What next? What are you going to do now? Are you just going to pair her with Tavion Heights and have her branch off him till she gets her feet wet, or what are we going to do? Who are you going to put her against that could actually make her look like a big deal? Who can she beat? Who are you going to put her up against to where when she wins, it actually means something? There's plenty of women you can do that to. And I think it should start with, mm, I'd say Izzy Dame would be like a good feud for her to start off with. I think Izzy Dame would be pretty good. Um, I know that she could really do some damage with Izzy just because of how well they would both work in the ring. And I think I'd start with Izzy and I'd move up to hmm, I'd bring Maxine Dupree down from the main roster just to work with Tyra real quick. I would really, and then give her a program with Natty. Let her build her up with Natty. Let her do something with Natty. That would put some legitimacy under her name. And then we can play with the idea of, hey, I'm open to a program with Tyra Mae Steele, and you can throw in maybe Kalani Jordan, because she needs to put down petite women, not petite women, but women who are pretty faces, and build her up as like this killer, and then have her attack Sol Ruka, but instead of like her facing Sol Ruka, she has to go through Zarya to get to Sol Ruka. And then that's when we're really running, like the ball is really running. We could do that, but we gotta put her in a position to where, and Kiara, I'm gonna get to your question. Kiara, I'm gonna get to your question in just a second, and Russell Faith, I'll get to yours. We got to put her in a position to where there are reasons why she's doing what she's doing. Let's address what Kiara just said. Kiara just asked me, and Kiara's so freaking smart. She's just, her and Tanisha, main event mamas, they're so smart. They are so freaking smart and good at what they do. All the women of CCN are good at what they do. Wrestle Faith, ATD, main event mamas, and ATD are just excellent. Please follow them. She said, do you think she has more appeal as a heel or babyface? Ooh. The funny thing is that I hate to say this, Kiara, because you really pose an excellent question. I would like to see her come off as this super uber nice girl that she portrays on TV, and people just don't eat it up. She just completely does things that make you think you're taking her kindness for a weakness, and you know um intentionally do it. Like, let's say, example, right? She comes out, is like, you know what, come out and just give it the best that you got, with a smile on her face. She wins, and then she's like, you know what, you deserve a handshake, blah 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 blah. Well, you did your absolute best. People are not going to like it. Do that on purpose to make people boo her, right? And then she comes out, and then she's like, oh, you guys don't like me. It just means I just got to work just as hard to win your attention and affection, and completely keep making her nice to the point where it's unbearable. And the moment that it becomes unbearable, where they're like chanting, you suck at her, or, you know, go back to LFG or evolve, just, the mean things fans will say. Right when they do that, smile goes away. Like, oh, you guys don't appreciate me? Screw all of you. You know what? Since y'all don't like me, I'm gonna do you one better. I don't like y'all. I don't like the way that y'all have been treating me. I'm an Olympic gold medalist. And you know what? I'm gonna do something about this. So instead of, doing my best to earn it, I'm just gonna beat up on all your favorites. And then right then and there, completely do a 180. Have her go beat up, and I mean top stars, champions, everybody, and basically saying, I'm better than you because I have an Olympic gold medal and you don't. I represented my country. When is the last time you ever represented your country on a national stage such as the Olympics? And keep that going, but briefly hint at it. And then we're off to the races. Have her be the most disrespectful competitor on NXT once she moves up. And then when she cheats to win, she could be like, I'm an Olympic gold medalist. I can do whatever I want. Oh, really? Okay. And then people will pay money to see her lose. Have her start signing autographs for kids, but then be like, you know what? I don't want to sign an autograph for you because you don't have nice role models. I'm not your role model. I'm not signing your autograph. I'm an Olympic gold medalist. I don't have to do anything. Kiara, Mimi said, hold on, Dallas cooking up something. I'm just doing the same thing. Kiara said on LFG she popped during the heel exercise. It was impressive, but not natural because she's obviously a wonderfully warm, bubbly person. Listen, there are some people who just have a natural asshole gene. Like I'm I have a natural asshole gene, but I am like extremely nice to people. But at any point I could turn that switch. That's the thing with Tyra. She has personal trauma that happened in her life that she spoke about on LFG. And she can turn that trauma into art and move with it. And she can really do something really nice with it. I want to see them build her up like that. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. So, going forward, ladies and gentlemen, I love the idea of Tyra Mae Steele being in this bubble to where we can kind of guide her different ways as an audience. But I think she's got it. And I'm not telling her what to do. I'm just saying, hey, I'm excited that you're in the company. And I want to see what you can do because you're now on a national stage where everyone knows who you are. Because fans all over the world were watching. There were people rooting for you. You're not going to let them down. Let's address what WWE Girly said. She said, I feel like Nia Jax would be a good one for her to go up against. People would hate but respect her at the same time. Now, with what Girly just said, that's great. However, I think the best way to present that match is if Tyra has Nia Jax dead to rights and Nia cheats to win, but then Nia rolls out of the ring and gives the ring to Tyra and she gets that standing ovation. As long as like we get to see her feats of strength, I like to see her like give like let's say Nia Jax goes for a bonsai drop and then Tyra cuts her off and then climbs to the second rope, and we get a German suplex from the top rope, from the second rope, that would be a holy shit moment, because Tyra can pull that off. And I know Nia wouldn't be opposed to it. It'd be a risky spot, but I trust Nia Jax in that moment because she's really good at taking the risky stuff. Um, I'd like to see her and Nia paired up. No, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the pairing of that doesn't necessarily make sense, because there's nothing that Tyra can offer Nia Jax that Nia can't do herself. Tyra has to be in a tag team or a faction to where she gets something out of it. And I would say it has to align with what she represents. And I don't want to say this, but if she had been on the roster a couple years before, I would say Tyra Mae Steele would be good for either American Alpha or Alpha Academy. Not because of the fact that she's American, but because she's an Olympic gold medalist. Chad could recruit her, or Ivy could bring her in under her wing, because now American Alpha has some legitimacy behind them with a gold medalist. They're saying we decided to add a gold medalist to our group, and people are going to think it's Kurt Angle, but then it's Tyra Mae Steele. But I would even go so far as to, if you're not going to do that, put Tyra Mae Steele on the roster, and when she's ready to be called up, have Kurt Angle be her manager, because he could do the talking for her. And then, like, he would be he could rub off on her, and then he could literally have her under the learning tree. And I don't think Undertaker would be opposed to that, because I'm pretty sure he's given her the tips and tricks of the trade. But I like the idea of Kurt Angle being involved with another Olympic gold medalist, because then, like, we get to see how Kurt would be in a managing position. And I'm not talking about a SmackDown general manager or a Raw general manager. But we could do that. We could really do some great planning with that. Now, we're at the point where Tyra is such a unique wild card, because I don't want to see Tyra versus Bianca just because it's two black women. I don't want to see that. It has to make sense. It has to you can't just put them together. Build them up, because they're building up Tyra to be what basically Bianca is now. Bianca is your perennial black athlete, your American black athlete, the basically the white meat babyface black athlete that Vince McMahon made her out to be. And they're going to do that with Tyra. But Tyra has to have an edge. And I can't have a heel Bianca against a face Tyra. It just, because we all know who's going to shine in that route. It has to be the other way around. I need a heel Tyra and a face Bianca, because Bianca is so good at selling offense. She's so good at, and to sell offense from an Olympic gold medalist with the way oh my God. Oh my, because have Tyra pull out the suplexes. Have her start doing the ankle picks, the ankle locks, all the stuff. She would have her stretch the shit out of Bianca. Make us fear for Bianca's safety, and make it mean something. Make it mean something, because it's going to. I would love to see Tyra and Charlotte Flair. I think that'd be great. But we got to see what she can do. If you could take Kurt Angle's moveset and copy and paste it on Tyra Mae Steele, that'd be great. But I don't want to do that because I want to see what Tyra has to offer on her own. I don't want to see her be so compared to Kurt Angle that it's just copy and paste Kurt Angle, but the gender and the color of the athlete are switched. It has to mean something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought Aleister Black would be great for Judgment Day when Damian Priest and Rhea were in there. You know? Kiara says, Kev, I agree. Kiara says, I actually think it might work the other way with Bianca becoming a heel because she's jealous of Tyra trying to take her place. That could work, but you can't replace Bianca Belair. They tried with Jade and that didn't work. You can't. Bianca's untouchable. And I did not imagine she would be this great. Like, I knew she would be good, but I didn't know she would turn out to be legendary. You know? And Tyra can learn from that. She's going to. I guarantee Tyra's always watching the game tapes. I think, like I said, Tyra needs to run through all the ladies. I would like to see a program between her and Zarya. If she could work with anybody on a main roster, I would say probably Natty. You know, start off with Natty. I don't want to see her in Chelsea Green. We already saw that. Another girl that would really be good for Tyra to work with would be Alexa Bliss. I think Tyra and Alexa could make some magic happen because we want to see what she does before we put her up against like heavyweights. You know, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that, not heavyweights, because I'm not saying weight class. I'm saying Alexa Bliss is a major name, but major names who will make her look good. And then we want to put her up against somebody where people are skeptical, like, no, I think this is going to be the one where she takes the L, but she doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's the big gambit. That's the gambit with Tyra. Is she's so good. It's just they just got to fine tune her because she can be all over the place. What'd you just say, TJ? Oh, you mean this girl? I ain't gonna lie. The timing on that was perfect. Timing on that was perfect, TJ. Thank you. Yeah, Meechin and Tyra that'd be pretty good. Tyra and Tiffany would be good. I'd even have Tyra go to TNA and like do some work over there because then like she could like go on a world tour. You could call it, I don't know what to call it, but have her do like a world tour of like she's just going down and putting down the best the company has to offer. And what's the reason why she's doing it? It's because she's not looking for gold because she already has gold. She has a gold medal. But she could say, you know what? I need to find the perfect opponent who can give me everything that I need and start going into like TNA, knocking down everybody down in TNA except the champion. Don't put her up against the champion. I mean, she already stretched out Ariana Grace. Like they wrestled. That was her debut match. You know, shit. I just want to see um Tyra. But then again, I did say Kalani, so Tyra could beat Kalani, and then yeah, TJ cleans the knockouts division. She could do that. But then that also makes TNA look bad because they look like cannon fodder to NXT talent because that's what they've been doing. Like not one TNA talent is like I don't get it. I don't get it. Like Ash by Elegance won the Knockouts championship, then she had to relinquish it. And it's like, oh brother, like what in the heck is going on? Um, what the heck is going on? Like what are we doing here? Sorry, my daughter texts me. What are some questions you guys have for me on the show? Anything you want to ask me or want to know about Tyra or like I wish Tyra was on here. Um, you know, we tried to reach out to her. We tried to reach out to her. Yeah, Mike Santana should challenge Ricky Saints. That would be pretty cool. But, I don't want to see Ricky lose that title. I don't want to see it. I'm feeling it though. I'm feeling it. I was supposed to text. Yeah, man, that was heartbreaking because thank you for bringing that up, Kiara. It is, and I'll tell you why. Out here in Ohio, I support all Ohio wrestlers unless you do something to make me not support you. Ash is out in Seven Hills, and Seven Hills is about 20 minutes from here. So I really rock with Ash heavy. Like when she was Dana Brooke, I was still rocking with her because if you from Ohio, I'm rocking with you all day. And it was tough for me because I saw how hard she worked to get where she is. And then to finally get what she wanted and then have to give it away was like, man, it was tough. It was tough. It was really, really tough. Russell Faith, you still here? Yeah, Dana Brooke wasn't bad. Her booking was bad. It was no. It was and I'd say that Tyra's in the same boat. She's not bad. Her booking's bad. It's always been like that. Like you put her on a PLE and then she's not there no more. It's like you gave people a taste of her, and there are people out there who want to see more. There are people out there who actually want to see her succeed, who actually give a shit about what she does, like me, like everybody here. That's why y'all are here. Come on. And I don't think that's Shawn Michaels' fault. I think what it is they need to have something for her to where she's actually contributing and they're getting something out of it and she's getting something out of it. You can't contribute, that's different. It's different. She can contribute. That's the problem. So we want to see her contribute. All right, it's getting down to 55 minutes. I'm going to open the floor for any questions anybody has for me. I'm on the panel real quick. Not, we'll wrap this up. Anybody got anything for me? Let it go for a couple minutes. You can ask me a question about whatever you want. I'll answer it. You know, Jasper Troy, TJ. Yeah, she's extremely skilled. She's extremely skilled. That's a great question, TJ. He said, how would you book Crown Jewel? Let me actually take a look at the card because I forgot the order of the card. Crown Jewel Perth, right? They're in Australia, aren't they? All right, so we got Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. What? Just give Bronson his win because Roman has to go film Street Fighter. I would have Bronson just put belt to ass the entire match. Roman can get his licks in, but Bronson needs to have a defining win because if he's going to be the main guy on the roster, he should be able to. He should be beating the tribal chief, and it's in It's in his fucking country, fucking continent. He's a hometown boy. Give it to him because he missed the last one. Last time that they were in Australia. Give him this. Rhea and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors. Well, that's easy, but they're probably going to let Io and Rhea win. I would have, oh, yeah, they're going to be in Australia. Rhea doesn't lose in Australia. So that you already know how that's going to go. Get ready to eat the pin, Kyrie saying. I want Kyrie to win, but it ain't happening. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Oof. Mmm. Mmm. Now that's tough. Oh, he's done filming Street Fighter. Okay. I don't love this Street Fight. Man, just give Bronson his win. Let's get back to John Cena and AJ. Ooh, this is tough. Oh shit. Um. Mm. Honestly, bro, like, who needs to win more? Ugh. Well, John Cena has to redeem himself after losing to Brock. I- I'd have I'd have Cena win it. I'd have Cena win it. Actually, no. Oh my God. Draw. Just make it a draw. Just make it a draw. Just make it a draw. Because I can't I literally can't pick. Just make it a draw. Stephanie Vaquer versus Tiffany Stratton. Oh, this is easy. This is easy as hell. Give me Stephanie Vaquer. She's gonna have more popularity when she walks into Australia. Well, maybe not, but I know Australians have a hard on for Tiffany Stratton, but there's nothing there. I'm not sold on Tiffany Stratton. I never was. Stephanie Vaquer easily. Easily. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins for the Crown Jewel Championship. Yeah, let Stephanie win the Women's Crown Jewel Championship because I'm pretty sure they're probably going to give it to Tiffany, but I would prefer Stephanie Vacquier because she's got social media on lock. And they just put out a Devil's Kiss compilation. Put the rocket on Stephanie Vacquier. Just put the rocket on her. She clearly wants to be there. Clearly wants to be there. So I would do that. I would do that. I would put the rocket on Stephanie. This one is either Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. As much as I want to see Cody win, I'm interested to see what would happen if Seth lost, because that's the more enthralling story. If Seth loses, this whole storyline with them is basically a failure. But I got Seth winning because in order to establish Seth as a big deal, you can't have him take Paul Heyman away from Punk and Roman at WrestleMania and then turn around and do this shit. Mm-mm. Stephanie's winning that crown jewel title and Seth is winning that crown jewel title. Because why the hell would they have Cody win it twice? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. It's stupid. It's freaking stupid. Yeah, like what? I get Cody out of here, man. I'm done with him. He don't need to win that shit. Let Seth win it. And then again, he ain't beat Cody. He ain't beat Cody yet. He ain't even beat him in fucking Battleground 2013. Who got pinned? Seth. Crossroads. And you knew he been beating Seth since his dad was alive. What up, Ricardcia? He ain't beat Cody at all. They had a 3-match series, and Cody won all 3 times. At one point, Cody was 22-0 against Seth Rollins. Let that sink in. 22-0. That means he was going out on his back on house shows and PLEs. Seth has to win. It makes no sense because now, if Seth loses, I have to question why he lost. Because again, we're talking about Seth Rollins here, Triple H's boy. Why'd he lose? But it wouldn't surprise me if that was the decision, because I'm starting to think that Vince is back in gorilla with some of these decisions they've been making. Some things just ain't adding up. Hunter is the new Vince and Shawn is the new Triple H. Take that how you will. But what I do want to see is I want to see my girl Tyra Mae Steele put that work in. I want to see her put belt to ass like she's going to the rest of this year. The rest of this year, that's what it's going to be. OTC's talking about El Grande Americano. Yeah, I'm liking Kaiser as El Grande Americano. I ain't gonna lie, but this Three Amigos shit in the dirt. Put that crap in the dirt. I don't want to see that. Just give me some quality Quality TV, and we can move on. Anybody else got some closing statements they want to make before we wrap this show up? Yo, if they switching up the creative team, can I just be on the creative team? Put all of CCN on. Well, not all, because there's some people who makes made some comments that I'm like, I don't know if I'd want you on the creative team because we got somebody that don't even watch wrestling, just a fan of one person. um, so did someone get demoted on Monday because Raw was good? Raw was pretty good. Yeah, listen, let me just get SmackDown. I'll turn SmackDown into what it was back in like 2016, 17 and ruthless aggression era. And let me get some power players. I'll have Carmelo Hayes main eventing in 3 months, and it means something. To give me Tyra Mae Steele. I will make her look like the second coming of the Terminator. Y'all got to do something with Zelina Vega. She's just there. Like with Julia and Kiana James, it don't mean anything if y'all not letting it breathe. And I don't know, man. It's just like they be killing me with some of these decisions that they make. I be like just like, yo, you really gonna let your crowd get packed out with some of these things that you got going on? Like, we really can't do this as a society. Like, there's no reason why the women's US title is being treated like the WWE Speed Championship. Hell, they got Sol Ruka looking better than Julia right now. Like, what the hell is what are we doing? What are we doing? And this is somehow Bill Goldberg's fault. This is somehow Bill Goldberg's fault. Somehow. Damn, okay. I see you. Nah, it ain't you, Mimi. It ain't you. It's definitely not you. You at least have a reason. You like you're different. It ain't you. Definitely ain't you. The person know who I'm talking to. That person know who they are. For beating Brock. Listen, man. I wouldn't even have Brock on my show. I'd be like, if I'm running, nah, we ain't got nothing for you. Go to Raw. I ain't got nothing for you. Matter of fact, yeah, I got something for you. I'm gonna have you lose in 10 seconds to Obafemi. Cool? Because you don't care whether you win or lose. All you care about is you get paid. Okay, yeah. You gonna be making some stars on your way out of here. And when you do, there'll be an arrest warrant at the door for you. You will be leaving. You will get squashed and thrown in handcuffs right after. Does Julia really need to be with Kiana James? No, she don't. But they got to give Kiana something to do because she just floating around. Soul does look like a queen. You feel me? She does. Business is better with Roman and the bloodline in the discussion plus the story. Okay. Yeah, like hate to say this, but I just got to be completely honest. I don't want to say this, but I think the Women's Intercontinental Championship was interesting when it was Bailey, Becky, and Lyra. But I think AJ Lee needs to be added into the mix to make that title mean something. It has to, because now we're at a point where if we're not doing anything with the US Championship, it's just a secondary belt for no reason. What is it on the show for? What are we doing? Santos Escobar, he's back, but what are y'all about to do with him? Because before Andrade left, didn't he pin Andrade to be the number one contender for the US Championship? Does the US Championship even feel like the US Championship? Be honest. Does it? Do you even care what happens with the United States Championship for the men or the women? I don't know. All I know is that somebody needs gold around their waist. Somebody needs that. That championship has to feel like it means something, because it doesn't. Sami Zayn is defending it, and yeah, the open challenges are good. She said, "What's not a secondary belt or title at this point?" You know what's not a set? I'll give you one: the World Heavyweight Championship. That's not a secondary title. It actually means something when Seth holds it. It actually meant something when he captured it. It meant something when Punk held the belt. It meant something when Gunther had it. It meant something when Jay had it. The U.S. Championship meant something when Chelsea had it. That's all I'm gonna say about that, man. Because this is, like I said, this was a tribute to Tyra Mae Steele. Wanted to open the floor for discussion about more stuff going on. We have so many different things going on. Next month is Survivor Series trivia. We'll do a Jeopardy style. Um, Other than that, like, it's been a nice show. Sorry, I'm gonna put on my nerd glasses. It's been a nice show. This is what I look like. I usually wear these glasses. Uh, when I'm not on the podcast, I took my contacts out. But people like these glasses. They say I look sophisticated. I say they're just Shaq brand glasses. That's it. These are Shaq brand. Things cost me $850. I ain't paying that much for no pair of glasses ever again. There's that. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Humble Roses podcast. Make sure you follow us on all social platforms, but make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. And here is our QR code. If you would like to be part of the Rose Gang, subscribe. We also have a group chat on Twitter. If you'd like to be in the group chat, Kiara, stop. I, I, the, I know I'm freaking Point Dexter over here. But yeah, subscribe to our QR code, our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. We got more interviews coming soon. Make sure you follow up all of Culture Clash Network, especially such as Main Event Mamas, Acknowledge the Dynasty, Sports for You Wrestling, Marks with Mikes, Society and Pop Culture 101. I literally said Marks with Mikes and they literally appeared. JT literally appeared. What is this? What is this haberdashery? Stop with the tomfoolery. Stop with the tomfoolery. And if you're Swerve Strickland, stop with the Uncle Tom foolery. Okay. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that was crazy. Other than that, make sure you subscribe to the Humble Roses podcast and make sure you subscribe to Marks with Mikes and all the other channels that I just mentioned. All these channels on CCN. And if you are a bald man who wears a bonnet on a late night show, do not do that ever again. I don't know why. That's pretty weird. You're bald, you have no hair. Stop doing that. It's weird. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Humble Roses podcast. I am Dallas Cash. Pretty sure my phone's going to be ringing soon about that last comment that I just made, but I really don't care because there's a lot of people that take shots at us. We don't really shoot back. I'm just making an observation. While we're saying that, do not buy viewers, do not buy followers. Um, don't illegally stream uh, PLEs. Do what you do best and make life worth following. Okay? Make that happen. Do what needs to be done. We are not trying to compete with people. The only people we're trying to compete with are each other. Be original. Be original. Be yourself. Stop following. Stop cutting corners. Do the legwork. Build your fan base from the ground up. Build your fan base from the ground up. And I can say this because I'm really sick and tired. Let me turn the chat off real quick because I don't even want to see the chat when I say this because I'm at that point now where we're not calling out names or specifying. It's just a general statement. If you are buying followers to make your page look appealing, you're pretty much a loser, in my opinion. If you have to go through specific things to tear down other people, you're just blatantly stupid. And there are a lot of hypocritical people who say things and do things that don't necessarily add up. And one of those things that I like, that I needed to address before we get off here, is there are people, because I personally don't care, and it's not like you could whoop my ass in real life. There are people who attempt to make themselves seem as if they are achieving goals that everybody else has already done before. And when we look at the obvious signs, at the end of the day, you have to go outside and see some of these people that you're saying these things about. And I want to address somebody real quick because I need to say this and get this up off of my chest. So there is somebody out there who I was on a show with. And when I was on the show with this person, they went as far as to down talk me and disrespect me. And I'm really not one to fire back at people, but I want to say this person's name so you know that I'm talking to you. So, Saga out there in New York, you were very disrespectful to me when I was on the Attitude Era podcast. And I need to say this to you because nobody else has the balls to say it to you. But I think you are a weak-minded individual that believes because of your following, which your following only exists because of who you know. You actually didn't do any real work to get there. As a battle rapper, you necessarily didn't put in the work, in my opinion. You had things handed to you because you had a gimmick. You're not the wrestling bar king. You tried to steal my title and my name and claim it as your own. You're a casual fan that only watches WWE. You don't watch AEW. You don't watch TNA. You don't watch Stardom. A lot of your material that you say in your battles is stuff that's already been said before. You are a casual person who doesn't have any real talent or knack or knowledge of wrestling. The reason why I can say what I say is because I've proved it time and time again. You have to consistently go around stealing something that wasn't given to you, that you didn't necessarily earn. And the worst part about it is you're doing it with convincing fashion in your heart. And you in your heart know that I'm way better than you. I was better than you the day that I was born. When I was on the podcast and you said, you're not the wrestling bar king because, you know, I forget what exact. It's not about who did it first, it's about who did it right. You wouldn't be where you were without DNA. Without DNA, you don't get anything. You'd be stuck in purgatory and we would have forgot about you. I didn't go back to battle rap because I love podcasting and talking about wrestling. But you're a fake casual fan. You do not watch actual wrestling. All you do is follow what everybody else does. You probably watch a couple trendy matches and you keep it moving. You're a fraud. And you were calling DNA saying, oh, I want to, you don't want to battle me. I offered to put up $20,000 and you backed down because you don't have the money, because you're fucking broke. You're broke because that's how you've always been. You don't have any real money that you've put into anything. If you had any real money, you would put the money up and do it. And not having your friends judge the battle so it can. So let's pick 5 wrestling fans who know nothing about me or you and let them judge, because you're one of those people who tried to down talk some you, and you suck at that too. You can't even Hollywood or big time me, because at the end of the day, if you are not around DNA, nobody knows who you are. And I just wanted to put that out there because I spend a lot of my time giving roses to everybody else, but I'll give roses on your tombstone when I bury you. Because if we do battle, you're going to lose everything. And by the way, I filed for the trademark, so you legally will not be able to call yourself that again. Stop stealing what I built. I built it before you came here, and I'm going to build it after you come around. You are a bona fide loser. You being from New York means absolutely nothing to me. You are a fake Christian. You do not follow the ways that you were taught. And the worst part about it is you try to steal off everybody else's shine and make yourself look like the greatest. I didn't have to do that, and I won't have to. You keep battling to stay relevant. I don't need to battle to be relevant. All I have to do is exist. That's all I wanted to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I had to get that up off of my chest because there are some people out there that tend to get disrespectful. So I have to kind of put them in their place at the same time. And I don't really have time for it. I don't have time for fake Christian rappers who claim to be king of wrestling bars. He couldn't even tell me where the location of WrestleMania 7 is. He's a fake casual. Tay Rock, if you're listening, I will fuck you up too. I really hope that you actually. And the funny part about it is when Archie, DNA, and HP and it's about, yo, let's set this up, and Saga was like, oh, he's going to be writing his heart off. I'm not going to be writing my heart off. I'm not. I'm not writing my heart out. Excuse my language, for you or Tay Rock. Y'all are regular ass battle rappers. It's nothing. This is wrestling. Y'all are not well versed in that subject. Tay Rock is out there wrestling right now, being trained by what, Mick Foley's relative. That's cool. That's cool. You can be great at one thing and terrible at another. I haven't seen any of your matches. I'm not saying that you are, but come on, man. When it comes to wrestling, just because you are around people who can make that happen, don't think I can't do the same thing. I don't want to. I do it because it's fun. You have to keep battle rapping because that's all you can do, Saga. You don't have any knowledge of anything else that you're good at that you actually can apply yourself to. Me, I'm kind of different. I'm kind of different because I can rap, I can make music, I can cut wrestling promos. I know a lot about wrestling. I can fight, I can punch, I can kick, I can do a lot of things, Saga. I'm really good at everything that I've ever put my mind to. You have to have people around you who are better than you at what it is that they do to bring you in as the little bro to make you better. You don't talk to big bro like that. I am the wrestling bar king. I filed for the trademark. And when I get this trademark, when I get it, all your videos that you have my hashtag under are getting taken down. I'm making that completely obvious. You're trying to steal off my shine. I'm going to take your plates and I'm going to destroy everything. You tried to destroy what I've built. I'm not in the mood. I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of being the nice guy. So I'm going to start playing by my own rules. And I'm going to start taking down people who decide to mess with me and try to steal what I've done. He's absolutely worthless. You bring this guy on, ask him some standard wrestling questions he couldn't answer. He's a fraud. And I never really try to throw dirt on somebody's name, but the fact that I was disrespected, it was just on my heart. And normally I wouldn't do this on a tribute show for somebody that I'm cool with, but I wanted to get that part out. And I don't really, you don't have the money to do anything. You dress like it. It's clearly obvious. If DNA doesn't do it, you can't do it for yourself. Uh, yeah, you battled AJ Francis. I'm sure you didn't do that with your own money. Again, I literally could buy you. So, if we do battle, which we won't, because I know you're scared and you tried to little bro somebody, and you're just not that kind of guy. You're you actually need to start wrestling, because I'm starting to see that it's coming out of your pores how fat you're starting to look, and like you're starting to turn into some of the wrestlers that you claim you watch, and it's kind of scary. You started off as Chad Gable and now you're turning into Otis, which is funny because uh those people actually have talent and you don't. Yeah, you're really good at rapping to the casual fan base, but you're not really good at rapping about wrestling, because the average crowd lowers their IQ when you rap to make you feel better, and that's neither here nor there. It's really bad when somebody who raps like an epileptic who's been electrocuted tries to tell me that he did it right. You didn't do it right. All you did was you're around the people who make the money. So when you're the person who is around the people that make the money, you kind of look like you're a big deal. But if you were standing on your own, gun to your head, nobody's going to come. Gun to your head, name 5 bars from the saga that stand out. Nobody's going to watch. That did, like, come on, dude. Stop eating cold cuts. Stop eating chopped cheese. It's literally coming out your pores. And I ain't the healthiest person in the world, but I don't look like I've been wolfing down deli sandwiches and looking like Booster Gold or the Pearl from Blade. You're starting to really make me more concerned. You need to stop rapping about wrestling and just like wrap your hands around some weights and lift, because now you got me thinking that you're actually trying to compete with somebody who does what you do but 20 times better. I don't actually go to Wale Mania and rap against like you and y'all done battled each other, like what, you, Tay Rock against Chess, and y'all done battled each other like 5 times. Like 5 times. And DNA is the power player here. That's the power player. Y'all are the pawns. DNA is the power player. Minus, actually, no, it's not even Rock and Chess, because Rock and Chess, they got their own thing going on. It's just you. It's just you. Z to drop out. I take Z to drop out over the saga. Chess and Rock, take them. DNA, take them. I take King HP at this point. So I'm sorry. I think I got a little out of character. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but I had that sitting on my heart. And I mean, there are other people out there that attempt to take shots at us, and it's very laughable, because I watch how you guys struggle on Instagram, and we don't do that. You I've never met somebody who has 57,000 followers on Instagram and you post a video and only gets 2 likes in 3 hours and a total of 7 likes in 2 days. You're buying followers. You know who you are. I saw what you did. I saw that spaces that you made in the IWC and you were sitting in there for an hour and nobody came. You had 10,000 followers. Nobody came. How is that possible? How is that possible? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. We create stories on the Humble Roses podcast, but this ain't no story. This is not no story. This is like a real life struggle with so many people who have so many things to say about us. And another thing, there's a dude out there has 2,000 subscribers, only 3 live viewers a night. Like at this point, bro, let's just put it like this.
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
No, facts. It's bad, bro. It's bad. So I'm out. I'm gonna spend the rest of my night doing what I do best, relaxing, chilling with my family. Shout out to, you struggling battle rappers out there. Shout out to you struggling battle rappers out there who consistently try to move the needle, attempting to be like me. I'm sorry, it's not working. But anyway. Oh, funny enough, Attitude Era Podcast is live. I really should just go in there and talk my shit, but I'm not going to. Shout out to the Attitude Era Podcast. Shout out to CCN. We out here. If you are able to follow, make sure you follow. But I had to get that up off my chest because I was on a thread on Facebook and me and that person got into it. So you know who you are. I'll see you around. By the way, shout out to the other people on the other side who, like I said, are consistently moving. They are out there doing what they do, still pulling in numbers, still pulling in what they have to do. They ain't engaging in drama. They're not engaging in drama with nobody. They're just working. To those people out there doing that, which they ain't talking about nobody, they're doing what they need to do. Shout out to them. That's it. But I addressed who I needed to address, and I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, I gotta go because I want to play Ghost of Yote, and I gotta go to bed soon.